like this is the kind of weather.
It's that Cali weather. Where's Maddie at? Maddie, you haven't mentioned how nice the weather was here in Las Vegas.
Más importantes. Choque ante Shakur Stevenson.
It's the best photog in the business, though.
Yeah. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah.
Frankie don't look very much of Todd. Is he around?
Yep, he was over in Scotland.
Oh, was he? Oh, okay, for that fight.
Really cute necklace. Oh, it's cute. It's a little butterfly.
Does it look good, Maggie? Yeah.
Jefe de jefes, abogado. Y esto es algo de lo que se vive aquí.
What do you think of Oscar as a person and as a fighter?
Do one thing by
better. He's a wonderful young man. We've been promoting him for a number of years now. A bit of trouble. He's tremendous. And as a fighter, he's terrific, you know. He's health for the lot. I
think there's something about Oscar people always kind of underestimate.
Yeah.
With Burchelt they did, and yeah.
Well, that's because in the beginning, he had a lot of heart. His skill set wasn't developed. Now we're beginning to see an Oscar with heart, but also with a big skill set.
Oh, sí, sí.
Vamos a hacer una con el equipo completo, una foto antes que llegue Shakur.
Yes.
Ready?
Yeah, whole team.
Team Valdez, let's come on over here. Let's get a group shot real quick. Who's directing?
This is Peter's then.
Yeah, you want me to clear it?
Yeah.
Thanks, Pete. Here. You guys are gonna have to come in nice and tight, okay? Bob.
I thought it was going to be colder today.
Let's see what this looks like.
Cámaras previas. Face-off. Shakur Stevenson. Otro es un hombre que ha trabajado 26 y 30. Nunca sé la historia.
That's great. Okay. Let me get Bob. Can Bob come in real quick? Bob, let's get a shot with Oscar.
Si quieren, pónganse para acá porque como que va a estar
Come on over here a little bit more, Oscar. Just let it keep coming. Keep coming. Just a little bit more, Oscar. Yep. Come on over just a little bit, Bob. There you go. Perfect. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Oscar, go ahead and stay there. Just pose with the belt for me.
And the jacket.
We'll do a couple, yeah? Just like that. Perfect. Throw it over your shoulder, Oscar, and then lean this way a little bit more. Rotate your body this way. There you go. Rotate your body this way and back up just a tad. Keep coming. Right. Yeah. Perfect. Hold it. Nice and strong with that arm, yeah? Reset. Let's see this, Oscar. Lift up those eyes. Let me see. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Let me see those eyes, baby. Yeah. What's up, Oscar? Up. Over your eyebrows. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Now take them off real quick. Give them to Frankie.
Now we have all these people coming in for the football.
Give me a nice little short upper. Yeah. Extend this arm just out to here a little bit more. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Chin up just a tad. A lot of. There you go. Off to the side a little bit more. Yep. Right there. Perfect. Hold that. Beautiful. Sheesh. What a baby. Thank you. That's great. What? Frank, you want to get a pic? Sure. Frank, senior, let's get in there, buddy. Hey, it's $1 million picture right there, Frank.
There you go.
Huh? Looks like $1 million.
Yeah, that's it.
Good stuff.
Send it to us.
Hey, that's the girl right there. You got to hit up Maddie.
Oh, okay.
She got you.
Okay.
Hey, en lo que esperamos por Shakur, vamos a ir. Está haciendo unas cuantas entrevistas. Hey guys, so we wait for Shakur. Let's do some interviews.
Okay, let's do it. You can go first.
Thanks, guys.
Oscar.
Pasa, Oscar, buenos días. ¿Me regalas una entrevista con aquí? Aquí estamos, mira, vente para acá. Gracias.
Walk and post. Like stop here for. Yeah.
What's up, Sam? How you doing? What's going on, brother?
Not a whole lot.
Guess they're getting ready to do Oscar first. Some of them get ready to. I don't mind knocking it out with you.
Oh, let's rock.
Yeah.
Let's rock. I'm excited about this matchup.
Oh, me too.
Mira, va a ser aquí.
Very excited.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah. He's gonna start with.
Huh?
He's gonna start with.
Yeah.
Now post them with the bells and everything, and then the last thing is the picture. So we take the ball out. Post them with the bells.
Aquí, mi querido Oscar, por favor.
Let's do over here.
Yep, whatever you.
Just right over here. That way, yeah.
It's in the shadow is good.
Whatever works best. But let's do it.
You want to show the hot sauce?
You can. It's not.
Okay, va a ser aquí para adentro, déjame que un poquito más para adelante, mi hermanito. Y a tu derecha un pasito, por favor. Ahí está. Muy bien. 5, 4, 3, 2. Mi querido Oscar, un placer saludarte. Siempre un honor verte y verte bien, mi hermano. La verdad que eres un hombre que no le saca el parche. Como dicen, un reto muy cabrón.
Este es un reto, sin duda, creo que más difícil de mi carrera hasta ahorita. Mientras vamos avanzando, más va subiendo la competencia y creo que esta pelea pues será la pelea de mi vida.
Dicen que la exigencia y los sinodales tienen que ir creciendo conforme los campeones lo van haciendo. Vives una época en donde se critica que los mejores no enfrentan a los mejores. Tú eres la excepción.
Sí, pues aquí no tenemos que somos los mejores contra los mejores, no somos un mexicano tratando de hacer historia. Yo estoy simplemente tratando de hacer lo que mis ídolos hicieron, en este caso como Mary Morales, Marco Antonio Barrera, Gabriel Márquez, estos peleadores grandes boxeadores mexicanos nunca tuvieron miedo a enfrentarse a nadie. Y para llegar a ser un hombre como esos que acabo de mencionar, tengo que enfrentarme a esos otros peleadores, quitarles el cinturón y seguir escalando en mi carrera.
¿Qué tan complicado, perdón, es Shakur?
Es un boxeo muy complicado, es un estilo complicado, muy defensivo, pero no es nada que no se pueda ganar. A todos los boxeadores se les puede ganar, a todos los peleadores siempre me levantas disciplina en el gimnasio, hagas todo lo que tengas que hacer, pero las cosas vienen solas, entonces vamos a ir concentrados en nuestro plan de trabajo.
So those kind of fights.
¿Cómo defines esto, Oscar Valdez? Seguramente madurando día a día, entrenamiento tras entrenamiento y putazo a putazo, Oscar, madurando.
Sí, vamos creciendo como persona, como peleador, y la verdad que siento que vamos con un buen avance. Vamos a
No, undisputed is stupid. Because, like Josh Allen, undisputed 4 belts, 12% of the person. Who needs that? Maybe if you to break your back and go after 4 titles and put up stupid mandatories makes no sense.
So what we're gonna do? You guys are gonna stand in and walk towards Bob. He's gonna be here.
Okay. I'm waiting.
No, we're gonna get a couple shots first.
Okay.
First? Yeah.
With him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, while he's
While he's
in.
in. Shakur, center here in the middle of the. There you go. Perfect. Rotate your body this way, Shakur. Turn this way, towards guard. Yeah, just rotate. There you go. Good. Let me put that up. Can you just hold in front of your waist real quick? Just hold it. Just hold it in front.
What do you mean?
Just hold it. Yeah. Flip it around though. There you go. Just hold it like that. Okay, Bob.
Face up, man.
We doing it. We doing it. Bob, come on. Let's get a shot with you and Bob. Come on over here, Shakur. Right there. That's good.
Where's Tony? It's Tony. Tony!
Derek.
Get Tony.
Antonio!
Derek, get Antonio.
There he is.
Earn your money. Come on.
Come this way now, guys, a little bit. There you go. Now back up just a tad. Back up just a little bit. Right there's perfect.
Pero no solamente define la pelea. Como una vez, si tú fueras analista y no fueras parte, defínela e invítala a las.
All right. Perfect. Okay. Anything else?
So you got some solos, you're good?
Yeah, I got some solos.
Mike, can we get solos possible first?
I got
We already
solos. He's
did.
good. He's good. You guys are good? What's up, Lieutenant? How are you, man? Good to see you. Let me just get Bob and Shakur together. Perfect. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
See the wrist. I'm ready to face off.
We're gonna walk it back.
What are you looking for?
I just like facing off.
You want it after this or what now?
I want to have you.
Okay, after, okay.
Hey, you should get that. I just want everybody to face
Tell
off.
me how you feeling right now.
Bob.
Okay, Bob.
Grab Bob.
We want Bob at. You guys got to come back here.
So, walk to where Bob
Come on
is.
back there. Maddie, you
middle,
got to come
Bob.
back a little bit. Bob, can you stand right here in the middle for me? Yeah. Just right in the middle of the
Middle
two
of
blue
those two
tapes.
black. Walk up to where Bob is. Pose with the titles. And we get
Perfect.
Bob out of the shot. You guys close.
Evan, make sure nobody steps back
Close with the
behind you.
titles.
Everybody one step back. Deck. Maddie,
Yeah.
come back. Derek, just a little bit. Okay. You in place, Derek? You ready?
Yeah.
Or Deck, you ready?
Let's go.
Okay. Come on this side, Shakur. Do this.
What do you got to do again?
I would. Come on. Do it again. Go to the end. Shakur on one side, Oscar on the other. Ready, Deck? 1 second. 1 second. Ready, guys? You look great, Bob. Doing some singles with Bob. Hey, baby. We can go for it. All right, let's do it. Beat. Bob, can you wrap your hands around the fighters, please? Okay, Guardy?
Okay, let's get Bob out of it. Come on, Bob.
All right, pose front.
No, don't face off yet. Pose first.
Pete, clear the back a little bit. A little bit more, Pete.
And for the face-off shot, change the titles from hands.
You said change the title?
Yeah. Let's get another shot with the titles on each side. There you go. Pete, clear the back a little bit, down bottom. Pete,
You're in the shot, Pete.
Okay.
more behind Shakur, Pete, to your right. Thank you. All right, go ahead and face him off, Guardy.
Face off.
I don't know, it's what wants. Pete, give me some room, Pete.
It is, baby.
Very classic, gentlemen. Love it.
Okay. Okay, we're good, guys. Thank you, guys.
Perfect.
Oscar, come on this way.
Yeah, and Shakur, let's do some interviews over here.
What's up, Shakur? I'm sorry. What's up, Shakur?
What's up?
You got one belt. You came here to get another. Is that right?
For sure. That's my belt.
He's just holding it for you right now.
Yeah, he's just holding it for a little minute.
Why-
April 30th is mine.
Why were you so anxious for that stare down just now?
I mean, I don't know. It's been a long time coming. I feel like he think that I'm just talking on social media. He think that it's just play. But at the end of the day, it's the same in person. Like, I'm on the same type of timing. I'm not going to switch up. And April 30th, I'm going to be on the same type of timing.
What'd you size up from Oscar just now? You know, in terms of how big he is or the feeling you get from him in that first time square.
Nah, only thing that I think, he got a big-ass head. That's the main thing. And so I'm going to be punching on that shit all night.
I mean, that usually means you could take a good punch, right?
Yeah, nah, sometimes. You never know. I seen him drop before, so probably on the chin. I got to hit him on the chin instead of the top of the head.
Well, most people, that they feel like you win the fight, but by decision. Do you feel like you could stop Oscar Valdez in this fight?
For sure. I think that if you watch my last fight, I was more aggressive. I put a lot more combinations together, and I think he's going to be expecting me to move around a lot, but I don't think we're going to see that.
Because that is kind of what people expect. You to box on the outside, him to try to get inside.
I mean, it's going to be times I might be boxing on the outside just to frustrate him a little bit, but, we're going to get on the inside and beat him up sometimes, too.
Did you feel like he really wanted this fight? Or because we remember there was some momentum headed Navarrete's direction, Navarrete, Valdez, and you feel like this is a fight he really wanted? Or
Nah, I don't think this is a fight he really wanted. I think his team more so wanted the fight because they Mexicans and they feel played that all these Mexicans saying that they ducking me. So I feel like they more so wanted the fight. I don't think he really wanted it, but now he here. He got to put on whatever act he got to put on.
I know, you couldn't be a more different style than Burchell, but is that the type of Oscar Valdez we're probably getting coming your way, April 30th?
I mean, that style make fights at the end of the day. So Burchell was a walking punching bag. He walking forward, no defense. You could close your eyes and hit Burchell. I'm not that fighter. I got defense. It's hard to hit me. You got to earn everything. So we're going to see.
What if he tries to, really comes on to the kind of Canelo Alvarez? We know he trains with Canelo, and he's trying to be slick coming forward and get into that body. I know you can't give away the game plan, but how do you deal with a guy trying to do that?
I mean, I'm going to say this, and people going to hate me for saying this. I don't care because I'm bold. Like, I take risks. I'm a risk taker. I say what's on my mind. I feel like if Canelo is my way, I feel like I would beat Canelo. I feel like my style, distance, I'm a boxer. Same way Floyd picked him apart, I would do the same. So that's my honest opinion. People could take it how they want to. So Canelo could tell him whatever you want.
Well, it's now you speak about it's two schools going to war, isn't it? Not just Oscar Valdez, Shakur Stevenson, but like the Terrence Crawford school against the Canelo Alvarez school.
I mean, I don't just got Terrence Crawford. I mean, I'm close with Andre Ward.
Right.
I just was on the phone with Floyd like 2 weeks ago. My style is more so in that type of a boxer, slick boxer style. So I feel like it's gonna be a good fight. He's a tough fighter. I can't take nothing away from him, but I feel like I'm the better fighter.
So maybe the American style against the Mexican style at the highest level.
Oh yeah, most definitely. That's why it's the biggest fight in boxing. I feel like we're the best fight in boxing. We both undefeated. We both got a lot to lose, and we both put a big risk on the line. So I feel like it's gonna be a great fight. But I'm the better fighter. I'm gonna outclass him. I'm gonna be better than him. I'm gonna beat him up. I'm gonna do everything I've been saying I'm gonna do.
If you win this fight, you kind of get what every young fighter chases: credibility and respect. But for you, what would beating Valdez mean?
I feel like you should put me on a pound-for-pound list. I feel like I'm one of the best fighters in boxing after I dismantle him. And I'm telling you, I come April 30th, I'm put on the show.
No one's been able to hurt you before. You think there's a chance that you could get hurt in this fight, and if that happens, you'll be fine. You'll work your way through that moment.
I don't think like that. I don't know what y'all think. I don't think like that. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's boxing. Anything is possible. I know, like, if that moment was to come, I got a lot of heart. I got a lot of dog in me. And I'm fully prepared for whatever it takes to win.
And should we sell this a little bit as Puerto Rico, Mexico? We know you got a little Puerto Rican in you, Shakur. That might help make it that much bigger?
I mean, it's up to y'all at the end of the day. I definitely got some Puerto Rican in me. My father Puerto Rican. Rest in peace to him. But at the end of the day, it's up to y'all. I'm not one of them dudes that's gonna be faking. And I ain't meet my father till I was like 18. At the end of the day, but I did meet him, and it was a lot of love from both sides. So at the end of the day, it's up to y'all.
Shakur, from a personal standpoint, how has fatherhood changed your life in the last 6 months? What have you learned about yourself? How's that changed you?
It's definitely changed my life in a big way. I feel like, especially having like a little girl, it's different. Like, I feel like my daughter look at me in a certain way that nobody else look at me. Like, I walk in the room, she get excited, smile on her face, and it's definitely a different feeling. Like, I miss her right now. Like, I ain't gonna be able to see her for 8 weeks, but it's all worth it.
Is that extra motivation now at this standpoint, now that you have that perspective of being a parent?
Oh, most definitely, yeah. It's extra motivation. I gotta provide for her. I want to make sure I come home a winner. And I have 2 belts around my waist and all that. So I want to be WBC champion too. So at the end of the day, it's definitely a lot of motivation to that.
Yeah, for sure.
And Shakur, sometimes southpaws they're not known to have as dominant a jab as orthodox fighters, but you do.
Yeah.
Is that maybe one of they call that the best punch in boxing? Is that a big key to winning this fight? Is just having a better jab?
I mean, it can be, but I think a big key to winning this fight is going to be who won it more. I feel like I won it more than him. I feel like skill going to play a part, and I feel like I'm way more skillful than him. So I feel like I'm going to show out April 30th.
Interesting talk about wanting more, because he's known as you can't want it more than Valdez. He fought 10 rounds with a broken jaw.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you still got to look at it like he got a lot of miles taken off of his career with all them wars that he done been in. How many wars we done seen Valdez in?
At least half a dozen.
At the end of the day, I can't get him out of there. Like, that's a big possibility. So I think that y'all should start looking at that.
Yeah, it almost sounds like you want to show us even more in your bag on April 30th.
I mean, we're going to see where the fight go, but I'm telling you, just don't count me out when it comes to that.
Anything else you want to say to the fans?
Nah, just tune in April 30th. Stevenson, Valdez, biggest fight in boxing. I'm turning to a superstar. Let's do it.
Oh, I do gotta just ask you though, Canelo Bivol, is that a tough fight for Canelo?
I ain't never really watched Bivol, so I can't really tell you. But when I watched him, he was a solid boxer. But right now, you got to be great to beat Canelo. I feel like only the great fighters will beat Canelo. Like if Andre Ward was still boxing or something like that, I would say Andre Ward. But other than that, I don't really see too many people out there.
I saw you mention
around
Benavidez.
His weight. Oh, Benavidez, yeah, Benavidez, that'd be a good fight though. That'd be a real good fight. Other than that, I don't see nobody else like around his weight that really could compete with him.
Thanks, Shakur.
Gotcha.
Thanks, brother.
Appreciate you.
Good luck,
Good to
April.
see you. Let me start with this.
He's like De Niro in the casino.
Yeah. Try and grab him for us.
Yeah.
What's up, Oscar?
Oscar.
Thank you, man.
Not bad.
Won't keep you too long, man. All right, FightHype.com here with the WBC undefeated super featherweight champion, Oscar Valdez. Oscar, man, first of all, thanks for giving us this fight. These are the fights we dream of in boxing. What about having this fight happen? Because for a while, people seem to think maybe you'd fight Emmanuel Navarrete, and then this fight happens. Could you just walk us through getting to this fight?
We never really agreed to Navarrete. The fight was offered a couple of times, and we denied it. We didn't really want that fight because there was no win to that fight. Navarrete's a tough fighter, but the fans wouldn't really appreciate that type of fight. The fans wanted to see Shakur fight for a long time, and that's what we wanted as well. When we denied it, we were trying to push the Shakur fight until it happened. So that's one thing that we're really excited. We're all the social media talk, they're saying that we're running, and that was all fake. That was all lies. We have always wanted to fight. As far as I always think every time they mention it, I said let's do it. Since the first time the fight ended with since the first fight
Conceição?
No, they dropped with Brichette back in 2020 when he mentioned my name. I said let's do it. But the bigger prize was the WBC belt, so that's why we stayed with that. But now's the time. Now's the time all that talking's out, and let's get this fight going.
What makes this the right time for this fight for you?
It's just the right moment. Shakur's going up. He has that belt. I have his belt, and let's unify. Let's unify. You see guys like Terrence Crawford, like Taylor, like Tyson Fury, and you see them carry all the belts, and it motivates you. It motivates you to not just have one belt, but let's try to get all the belts.
Because back to talk about the fight happening, Stevenson felt it was that public pressure that made you take the fight, but that you sounds like you're saying that's false. You had your sights set on this unification all along.
And also, but it does have to do with the fans, for sure, 100%. Because the fans want this fight. I was pushed to say, okay, I want to make that fight happen because the fans want it, and I owe myself to the fans. The fans want to fight, and it's too good. If the fans really wanted the Navarrete fight, then it was fight Navarrete. If the fans wanted to fight, whoever out there, whatever guys out there, then I'm willing to fight whoever the fans want me to fight.
That's what true champions do, right, Oscar?
Yeah, that's what we want. We want to be recognized as the best, and we don't want to beat a fighter, and then people say you got to fight out this guy. So we're just concentrated on taking it step by step. The fans wanted this fight, and that's why we had to make it.
Just thinking stylistically about this fight, a lot of people seem to think it's his fight on the outside boxing. It's your fight if you can get inside. Is that how you see it? And how tough watching Shakur is it to get him to fight on the inside and not make it a boxing match?
It's just a chess game. I'm not expecting in there to go in there toe to toe with a war like we're used to seeing. I'm expecting a chess game. I seriously doubt that Shakur's gonna stay in there and try to bang with me. That's what I think. But what I do think is gonna happen is gonna be more of a chess game. Who's the smarter fighter with the ring IQ? Whoever's taking advantage of the ring is gonna become the winner that night.
Did he show you anything with his last performance against Herring?
He looked great. He looked great. I didn't expect him to stop Jermaine Herring, and he did it. So Shakur is definitely the elite fighter that we have to beat right now.
We know you have your own style, Oscar, but being alongside Canelo and of course Eddie Reynoso, they're great at getting Canelo to be slick while being aggressive. Defensive. Is that going to be a big asset to you getting ready for this fight, being alongside Canelo and having Eddie, who knows how to train in that style so well?
Yeah, we try. We're trying to improve it day by day. By the time, as well as the time goes, I feel like I'm improving with Eddie Reynoso. And one thing for sure, you can't train all the fighters the same. That's one thing that people feel like misinterpret with Eddie. They think that Eddie Reynoso trains me the same way he trains Canelo. And that's not the case. He trains me completely different. Try to teach him in my own ways how to be aggressive, but at the same time being defensive and just winning any type of fight that we're in front of. So yeah, I just feel we keep on improving. I think he's the right man to help me win these type of fights.
And Stevenson was saying he felt that you got a lot of miles on the odometer because of the wars you've been in the sport. Is he mistaken though? Are you as good as ever right now?
I'm 30, 31, and I feel as bad as my best shape in my life. I feel great. And that's another thing. I'm not getting any younger, man. I still haven't hit that wall. I don't want to one day hit that wall and say I should have fought the best. I should have fought him. I should have fought him. So let's take the big fights now that I feel great and feel in phenomenal shape.
He felt one of the X factors in this fight will be he wants it more, which was surprising because you're the guy who fought 10 rounds with a broken jaw. Is that not possible? You can't want it more than Oscar Valdez.
Well, one thing for sure, for me, losing is not an option. It doesn't matter what I have to do. I have to come out there and be victorious no matter what. If I fight with an injured rib, I fought with a broken jaw, with a hurt hand. I've been on the floor, I've been in the canvas, but I've always gotten up and do my best to come out victorious. So this fight's not going to be any different. I'm going to do my best to win. It doesn't matter what it is.
Do you think your experience could play a role? You have almost twice as many fights as he does.
My experience will be definitely a role, and also, a lot of people say that he has an amateur pedigree, background. And I think people forget that I also have a two-time Olympian. So I sparred a lot. I fought a lot of southpaws, tall fighters, short fighters. But there's not a style out there who I haven't faced already. I fought fighters like Lomachenko, and I fought fighters like, they have just different styles. So it won't be something new for me. So I definitely got that experience in there as well, and I think that's going to be a key factor.
Will the power be a big difference in this fight for you in your?
Yeah, I feel yes for sure. I think if I land that good shot, a knockout could come. And we never go in the ring expecting to knock out my opponents. We always let that happen by itself, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go in and give our best, and if a knockout comes, it comes by itself.
And I know you can't give away the game plan, but what's some of the keys you could share with a fan when you're facing a great defensive fighter and cutting off the ring? What do you got to do to be successful?
Ring IQ, be the smarter fighter. Like I said it before, it's not the type of fight that we're gonna step in there, stay toe to toe, and cross punches. He lands one, I land one. That's not gonna. I doubt that's gonna be the case. It could be, but I doubt it. I doubt that he's gonna want to stay in there and bang with me. So to win these type of fights, you got to be the smarter fighter. beat him to the punch. Perfect timing. Just be the smarter fighter. Any false moves that he makes, take advantage of it. So that's going to be the game plan.
And Oscar, not that people would be foolish enough to take it all away from you, but with them taking credit away after what happened heading into Conceição, is this fight a chance to vindicate yourself?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. My last fight wasn't my best fight. It wasn't my best, but this is my chance to prove that I'm fighting the best one of the best in divisions. And if I win this one, get back on there, and that will put me a step closer to a pound-for-pound list.
Thank you, Oscar, and good luck on April 30th, bro. Thank you. Thanks, man. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, Oscar, just gonna grab your.
Setbacks along the way, there'll be disappointments. Yeah.
I can imagine you as a fighter. You can be a pain in the ass. How
out.
many world divisions you come there if you were a fighter?
How's the culture there, right?
Big balls
My
and
question
arms.
is good with me too.
Oh, yeah.
90 and I'm still in there.
Sometimes I tend to.
Yeah, still. Let me ask you this. Sorry for my bad. So many Mexican fuckers, they don't respect Canelo. They say they gave everything for free. Could you explain this?
Can you cancel Teofimo's doctor's appointment, please? Yeah, he's not gonna make it.
You want it square, Matty?
Yeah.
You send me the message. I can resend it to you.
It's amazing that everyone's still doing this. Traveling and doing all that, I can't even imagine.
Technical ability, firepower.
Amazing, and he's sharp.
Yeah.
Does he? Shown everything.
You are too, right? We got to lose sometime.
Anybody who's involved in boxing is not a hater.
I think that was
Has to admire Canelo Alvarez. You talk to these fighters, Mexican, they're African American, they have tremendous respect for Canelo Alvarez. So if there's people out there who don't like him for whatever reason, that's on them. I just think he's terrific. He's very good for us.
Let me ask you 3 more questions, please. What about Tyson Fury? I truly believe that is the next, or maybe is the Muhammad Ali now. But against White, it's going to be a great event. The first, historic. I mean, what can we expect?
What we can expect is how enthusiastic the English fans are. When we opened sales, in 3 hours we sold 85,000 seats.
It's insane.
It's insane. And that's only part of the story.
Yep.
Because you had to buy the tickets online through Ticketmaster. And when some of the people in my office went online,
I actually got one more question for Shakur. So I'm just going to ask him as I walk out. Is this graduate school? Is this fight finishing class?
Tremendous interest.
You get this, you get your degree.
Particularly in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, definitely. I forgot to ask that because you have Joe Smith, you have Petrovic. If Canelo beat people, first of all, do you believe Canelo can beat people?
Yeah, I think so. I think Canelo has more firepower. People's a very good technical fighter, but I think Canelo beats him.
I have a feeling he will.
And then the question
He's a strong
is,
kid.
if
He could get stopped to the body.
beats Joe Smith, or Joe Smith beats
Canelo
Benavidez,
might say we just hurt him to
they're
the
really
body.
hard-punching guys, and
He's very
how would Canelo
fundamentally sound.
fare
But
with
this
either
is
of them? We don't know. Hopefully sometime
But then
next year.
again, I think was Golovkin really that much more than technically sound? It's pretty much just the fundamentals, but he had power.
So far
And his jab was busier and heavier. But then I think about it, Jupo's kind of has some similarities to Golovkin. He doesn't have the style or the speed that Taylor has, so he has more substance.
And of course, fighting against
as an overall package. There's some things Caleb could do that he couldn't, but
is paramount. It's more important than any boxing match.
Finally, Canelo told me the other day, hey, I'm a freelancer. I'm not open to work with anybody. So what can you tell to Canelo? You can send a message before, because maybe next year he can work with you. You like to work with Canelo?
Well, I know Canelo. I think he's a terrific young man. I know Eddie Reynosa. Get along well with that. And if we can present a deal to Canelo next year, certainly there would be
that's what I told you.
a reception for that deal.
75 to fight that would be of course 280.
It has to make sense for Canelo.
14 unifies 175. He's really good at whatever he wants.
Finally, this is going to be touchy for you because we have a common friend, Mr. Carlos Barba. Now he's having a really bad time. We have this Parkinson stuff. Could you send a message to the family of Carlos Barba? Because Carlos Barba, he gave you advice in Madison Square Garden. Remember when he mentioned to you, hey, the Spanish market is the one.
Yeah, Carlos, keep fighting. I know it's tough, but you're a fighter. You told me how to be a fighter when I was falling on my face years ago with the Duran David move. You gave me the key. That was to advertise and publicize in the Hispanic market, and that worked. That was the key that opened the lock, and it changed my promotions for years to come.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna send this to Carlos Barba family, and thanks for everything, dear Bob, and thanks for because you love Mexicans, and I know
we've got
I love all Hispanics.
because we got to be out of the space by 10:40.
What time is it?
10:33. So you guys can grab Bob. You can grab Bob at the office if you want. Marcos, but we got to be out of here in 7 minutes. Otherwise, Catherine over there will
Beat the shit out
of of course. Yeah. Thanks for motivating me. Like I told you, you're a role model.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure, boss. Leave me.
How you doing, Bob? Two homegrown products for this fight, huh? Stevenson and Valdez.
Yeah, terrific fight. Terrific fight. I love a fight like this.
You know, a lot of people seem to be favoring Stevenson. I know you can't pick a winner. You're promoting the fight, Bob. But what do you think of most people favoring Stevenson in this fight?
Well, there's going to be that's going to happen. But again, the thing that's so interesting for me is it matches the African American style of boxing against the Mexican. So the fight either guy could win the fight. I think now in this country we have tended to favor the African American style over any other style. Canelo Alvarez notwithstanding. So I can see why Stevenson is a favorite, but that doesn't mean necessarily he's going to win the fight.
Was there any, there was some speculation, like there was some arm pulling to get Valdez to this direction instead of a Navarrete fight, or was this fight, how easy was this fight to make, Bob? And is that true? Originally it was Navarrete.
You have to understand that boxing promotion is a business, and the fighters look at the opponent and the reward for fighting, and at one particular point it was believed that there was more money in a Navarrete fight than a Shakur fight. So that was the hang-up. And then when it turned out that that wasn't the case, then Oscar pivoted to Shakur Stevenson.
For whoever wins this fight, this is obviously a huge fight, one of the biggest fights in the spring. Where does that take their trajectory, whether that's Shakur, whether that's Oscar?
Well, I think each guy is going to be around for a while because they're both good fighters. They're both crowd-pleasing guys. One will win, one will lose. Maybe there'll be a rematch, maybe there won't. I have finally, after all these years, stopped talking about what's next, what's down the road, because the simple factor is I don't know, and I want to enjoy the moment, which is this fight.
And Bob, just because I know we don't have you too much longer, Eddie Hearn, the big Tyson Fury Dillian White fight, he feels at some point Fury will exchange with White and get knocked out by a left hook. Any response or thoughts on Fury White?
What the fuck does Eddie Hearn interfering with a fight that Frank Warren and I are promoting? I mean, Eddie Hearn is all over the place. He never stops talking. He never gets anything really accomplished unless the zone gives him a shitload of money to outbid everybody else. But, Eddie Hearn, why is he talking about a Tyson Fury, Dillian White fight? I don't need Eddie Hearn to sell my fight. I mean, when we started ticket sales last week, and in 3 hours we sold 85,000 seats, which is, Eddie Hearn never did anything like it. And now we're asking the municipality for the permission to add another 10 or 15,000 so we could have a crowd of 100,000. Let Eddie Hearn worry about Joshua. Let him worry about the other cockamamie guys that he has in his stable. And I don't need him to give me any help promoting my fight.
And lastly, Bob, about the fight itself, how dangerous is White in comparison to the Wilder fight? Just as dangerous, not as dangerous? What do you think?
I have no idea. I know that White has a good punch, and he's a tough guy, and it's a tough fight. But frankly, as I evaluate the situation, I don't see any heavyweight that can beat Tyson Fury. Now, White can hit him on the chin and knock him out, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Any concerns about him not training in America, Fury, and having?
Why? He's fighting.
Because the sparring's supposed to be so good.
He's fighting in UK. We're sending Jared Anderson over to spar with him.
That solves that.
And he has a training camp that's removed from his house. It's on the coast. So he's going to be fine. I mean, there's no magic in training in the United States unless you're going to fight in the United States.
Well, it was a sparring, but you're sending Jared there, so.
That's a stadium fight, obviously, that's going to do really well there. Do you foresee any fights? Is there any potential fight that could take place at Allegiant Stadium at any point? Is there any fight that would make sense of that magnitude to be at Allegiant?
Yeah, I think that if Fury wins that fight and gets the fight to either Joshua or Usyk, and unfortunately Usyk, I check every day because he's a friend of mine. He's in danger. He lives very close by Kiev, and he's in the defense force, as is Lomachenko. I think the big fight next year would be Tyson Fury against this guy who's the heavyweight champion of the UFC.
Francis Ngannou.
Yeah, that would be a tremendous, tremendous fight.
Great idea, Bob. Thank you for your time, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks.
Always appreciate it.
Always an honor to talk to you. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Kat.
Yeah,
Thanks, guys.
no problem.
See you there.
Bye.
Have a good one, brother.
All right. All right, everybody, for poolside at the MGM, that was the official announcement and face-off for Oscar Valdez, Shakur Stevenson. You guys heard me thank everybody involved a bunch of times because these are the fights we cover the sport for. Number 1 versus number 2. Who's going to be the unified, the top dog, the champion of the division, in their prime, undefeated. Can't wait for April 30th. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Much love to FightHype family.